All right, y'all, number 49. Oh, by the way, this is our second homework page on section 4.2. You ready? Number 49. Let me see. I got a triangle. I'm going to draw it out here. It says solve for the variable. Those are your instructions. So I'm going to draw out a triangle, and then it's going to have a variable, and I'm going to solve for it. I'm going to make an equation. Sorry about that. I was very excited. Okay, so look at all the stuff there. Think about the trig function that will relate all of those together and set up an equation and try to solve it. Go ahead, ready, set, go. Pause. All right, we are back. So the first thing I need to do is recognize the trig function that I need. Here's my angle. I know the leg opposite, and I know the hypotenuse. Or I have stuff on the leg opposite and the hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse is sine. Cosecant would also relate these two. Cosecant is hypotenuse over opposite, but I don't have a cosecant button on my calculator. I'm going to use the sine button, so that's why I'm going to choose sine over cosecant. So let's say sine 34 equals the opposite, 15, over the hypotenuse, x. Now to solve this equation, I'm going to do the proportion switch. I'm going to switch around the sine 34 and the x, like this is over 1, so when you cross multiply, you multiply those together. So x equals 15 over sine of 34. I'm going to punch that in my calculator. 34 is not a pretty angle. It's not one that I can get off one of my special triangles, so I will have to, oh my goodness, what's that? 2 plus 7, 1, 2? Hoorah! So I need to type in 15 over sine 34, but first I need to make sure my mode is in degrees, because my angle is in degrees. So let's go ahead and select that. Second mode, that's quit. That'll bring me back to the main menu. 15 divided by sine 34 gives me my answer of 26.8. X is about 26.8. Take a quick look at your picture. Make sure that makes sense. Sure, yeah, if that was 30, this would be a 36-90 right triangle, and that should be double, so that should be about 30 there. So yeah, that makes sense. Double 15. Okay, good. Great. So there's 49. We solved for the variable. I want to do one more problem with you before I set you free. How about number 55? Number 55. It says solve the right triangle for all its unknown parts. So 55, I have alpha equals 20 degrees. Alpha equals 20 degrees. And side A equals 12.3. 12.3 whatever units. And let me see. So give me a second to draw this, all right? I have B with angle beta and side B. I have A with angle alpha and side A. Right angle there. Point C and side C. So I'm using lowercase letters for the sides, capital letters for the points, and Greek letters for the angles. Okay, great. So to solve this, I need to know everything else. So go ahead and try to solve the triangle. You need to, you know side A and angle A. You need to find angle B, side C, sorry, angle beta, side C, and side B. Go ahead, pause. Okay, we're back. So, you could start this a couple of different ways, and when you're solving for sides, you should always use your original data. Okay? Any of the other sides that you solve for, unless it's an exact value, you should always use your original data. When you use sine or cosine or any of that, and you get a decimal in your calculator, that's no longer exact, and you shouldn't use it to make other calculations. Okay, so let's see what I have here. Well, I can find angle beta, right? I can find angle beta because it's going to be the complement of angle alpha. Okay, so angle beta, well, that's 70 degrees, right? Because 70 and 20 have to add up to 90. Okay, so that was angle beta. Now let's see. I also need sides B and side C. So I'm going to redraw this with the information that I know just to see where it's at. That's 20, and that's 12.3. That's the stuff I want to use, and I need to find C and B. Well, to find B, I'm going to use tangent, opposite over adjacent. So that'll be tangent of 20 equals 12.3 over b. And for side C, I'm going to use sine. It's opposite over hypotenuse. So C, to solve for C, this is just a, here, hang on, just indicating what I'm doing there. So sine of 20 equals 12.3 over C. So those two equations look pretty similar to each other. B is going to equal 12.3 over tangent 20. And C is going to equal 12.3 over sine 20. Okay, so let me punch both of those in my calculator. I just did, let me double check. Always double check. Yes, I'm still in degrees. That's great. That's great news for the future. Okay, so 12.3 divided by tangent 20. Okay, 33.79. And for side C, and don't be tempted. I know temptation is knocking at your door, right? You know side A and side B. And you think, oh, I'll just use Pythagorean theorem to find side C. Don't do that. You always use your original data. This is a compromised value. It's no longer exact. So 12.3 divided by sine 20 gives me 35.96. There you go. So now I know everything about this triangle. I know both the angles, alpha and beta, are 20 degrees and 70 degrees, and I know all three sides. I know side A is 12.3, side B is 33.79, and side C is 35.96. So I know all that stuff. Groovy. Your assignment, continue it on this notebook page, 50 through 63, but don't redo 55. We already did that. And 66 and 77. So continue on the same notebook page. We usually do that when we have an additional homework page. And yeah, I guess that's it. Bye.